It's Gasly, Hamilton, Ocon, Stroll and Behrman in the bottom five. Stroll has completed his lap and he is in 19th position. Hamilton needs an improvement. He's setting personal best through the first sector.
Tsunoda's in 14th. If Hamilton and Ocon can both improve, Yuki Tsunoda's in trouble as well here.
Tsunoda, who went out because of a run plan issue when it came to sprint qualifying, as we have Verstappen at the front. Then Norris, Piastri, Russell and Albon at the bottom though. Hamilton under pressure. Key braking zone to come. This is where he locked up. Ocon has improved to 13th position. It's Alonso, Gasly, Hamilton, Stroll and Behrman in the bottom five. This time Hamilton does make the apex. It's going to be his best lap of the session so far. Lewis Hamilton under pressure, but he gets through and he gets 8th position.
Tsunoda's improving. Tsunoda's now 16th and has to dig something out himself.
Yuki Tsunoda finds a lap when it matters, gets to P9 and eliminates Nico Hülkenberg.
Oh, there's the scrappy final corner for Hülkenberg. Oh, there we go. Wheel spin on the way out, lock up on the way in, missed apex.
It's Hülkenberg, Alonso, Gasly, Stroll and Behrman who fall at the first hurdle.
Hamilton's down to 10th, Russell is 12th. Big name drivers need to pull out big laps and Hadjar squeezes in.
For the moment, the Frenchman finds himself just behind Esteban Ocon. 1 minute to go. George Russell currently in 13th. He's got a personal best in the first sector. Hamilton has made Q3 at every Grand Prix qualifying hour so far since he's been a Ferrari driver. That is under threat. And his old teammate working the wheel, trying to get the car to speak to him with a new set of soft tyres on the car. And you can see that Russell is having a much better lap and he's going to demote Hadjar if it stays this way.
Hamilton's not made it. Hamilton is out. He's 11th and hasn't improved at the end. What about George Russell? 1 corner to go.
So Russell goes through the hairpin at turn 17. The man who's always been in the top 5 has taken Q3 as a given, and he finds himself up to 3rd. That was a pressure lap, and a pressure lap delivered for George Russell. He finds his way into the top 10 shootout. Can Jack Doohan get there? Personal best sector 1 and 2, and he stays in 14th position. And the Alpine driver had his best lap at the end there, but it wasn't enough to launch him up. Liam Lawson currently in 15th position, comes over the line, and he stays P15. And it's Hadjar, Hamilton, Bortoleto, Doohan and Lawson, the 5 to fall for the first time since he joined Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton will not make the top 10 shootout. Verstappen is chasing pole position number 43 in his Formula One career. It's been a tidy lap, it's been a quick lap, and it's a lap that the McLarens will have to better. Time on the board, about to be set, is a 1:26.492.
Norris is the McLaren that is finding the pace though. Here we go with Oscar Piastri through the final corner. He'll drive to the line, but behind him by 10 seconds, his teammate's going quicker.
It's currently Max Verstappen fastest. It remains Max Verstappen fastest. It's not much, it's 100th of a second for Oscar Piastri, but Lando Norris trying to take pole position around Miami. Can he go to provisional pole? No, he misses out by 3 thousandths of a second. And it's Verstappen by fine margins ahead of the McLarens. Over to Antonelli, the man who was on sprint pole yesterday. And part of the reason why was he was so brave into this corner. Can he keep it going? Sainz is in 5th. Albon is in 4th. Antonelli over the line. Can he get ahead of the Williams? He can, and he improves to 4th position.
The Mercedes just gave up too much time earlier on in the lap, and Antonelli was right there through the 2nd and 3rd sectors, but it wasn't enough, and Russell comes through, and it's nowhere near enough for George Russell on this occasion, again trailing his teammate by a solid margin.
Verstappen going hyper-aggressive in the left-hand side of your screen. He is improving, and it will be over to Oscar Piastri, who's behind. It's not a good first sector for Piastri either.
It's even worse for Piastri than Norris. So the both McLarens have to find a lot of time as Verstappen now drives to the line.
Verstappen cuts the beam, Verstappen improves, a mighty lap again, with the McLarens trying to answer back, but it's a great lap when it mattered for Max Verstappen, but Norris is still in the mix.
It comes down to the final corner. They are basically neck and neck. There is 9 thousandths between Norris and Verstappen, and we know the McLaren is good round the rest of the lap. I think Piastri has left it too little too late after the first sector. Here comes Norris bouncing over the curb.
It's Norris versus Verstappen for Grand Prix pole in Miami. Norris comes over the line and he misses out by 0.06 of a second. Verstappen has provisional pole within his grasp. Norris couldn't get there. Piastri, it was a great final sector, but it was undone at the start of the lap. And now, will Antonelli go all in at the final hairpin to try and improve? Sainz is up to 4th. Haul on the anchors for Kimi Antonelli. Can he improve and get up there with the McLarens?
Oh, it's looking nice. It's looking nice for Antonelli through the final corner.
He's got the Williams ahead of him. Sainz in 4th, Albon in 5th. Antonelli gets ahead of Piastri, and Antonelli only misses out of being on the front row again by 2 thousandths of a second. Russell completes the order, and he's fought his way back to the top 5 once again. First time he's been out-qualified by his teammate in Formula One when it comes to the Grand Prix format. But Max Verstappen went aggressive, attacked the lap, and his reward, Grand Prix pole number 3 in 2025.
I think this moment is going to cost Lando Norris pole position. He bangs over this curb way too aggressively, and I think he's cautious on the brakes. He wants to be avoiding that curb, and if he does, I think pole is there for Norris.
Max Verstappen out of the car, having secured career pole position number 43. What a season it has been for Formula One qualifying, and Verstappen again over one lap. Absolutely grasping things this year.